is the act of ruining a perfectly good opportunity for yourself and is an unfortunate event that everyone will have to experience at some point in their life. For example, fumbling a 10 out of 10 woman of your dreams because we refuse to do this thing called showering. It's okay. We have all been there. And when it comes to animes, as much as they have a decent track record of dropping absolute peak cinema, they also have taken some really popular and beloved shows where the people involved with working on it and the scheduling of the show decided that they genuinely forgot how producing an anime works, and they just absolutely fumble the bag and leave it to rot for future coming seasons as its ratings tank harder than the Washington Wizards. They would drop an absolute banger of a first season or two, and it gets everyone hooked onto the premise of the show, but then before you know it, the second or third season comes around and the show just gets worse and worse. Like, bro, what were these people cooking? In the first category of how these animes keep getting fumbled that we're gonna talk about is the absolute trash animation you get from these shows over time. And the first example being the infamous 7 Deadly Sins. This anime is for real the founding father. Matter of fact, you can put them on the Mount Rushmore of animes that had great potential but got hoed by horrible animation, because that's literally all it is known for now.
Damaged hair, split ends.
Literally all it is known for nowadays. It has an alright story and had an alright cast of characters, and every person I talked to about this show said that they thought it was simply good, and every single person has told me that the first 2 seasons were pretty alright, but then by the 3rd season is where everything just fell off a cliff from this point on. You got the main character looking like a Roblox avatar that's about to reset. He looking like he has no will to live, on his deathbed trying to get Elizabeth's attention, being like, 20 days straight hoeing our budget right now. And this scene right here is literally like watching the Mona Lisa being painted, because this is why anime fans implement the word frame into every single anime that has bad animation nowadays. And this is the reason why the anime got the infamous name 7 Deadly Frames. It was so bad that it legitimately influenced an entire culture of slander and hating on animes for decades. And bro, this wasn't even a move that the studio did to save money for the better fight scenes of the show, because the fight scenes in question looked like complete dog shit too. Just look at Meliodas versus Escanor, and this fight for real could have been tough as hell if they just decided to lock in and not rush the production. Like, bro, just take a look at some of these frames. It's absolute bullshit. And then you go on the tube and there's for real people on the internet that animated this fight better than the studio. So you would think that other companies would use them things inside their heads and realize, wait, we should not do whatever they just did and learn from this absolute disaster that happened and not cook ourselves. Instead, they were like, yeah, whatever, we just gonna ignore that shit. Like, bro, whoever is in charge of running the production for these animes gotta be as competent as the Chicago Bulls front office when they traded for 10 guards on their team. Because years later, you still got animes quite literally suffering from trash animation such as Blue Lock and One Punch Man. These two had generational lobs to be some of the greatest modern animes to watch. One Punch Man was animated by Studio Madhouse for its first ever season, and Blue Lock aired at the same time as the 2022 World Cup, was one of the most hyped up sports animes when it dropped. Both had upcoming arcs where fans had their expectations set very high for its anime adaptation, and both animes actually just fumbled hard as hell. One Punch Man's animation got significantly worse when it changed studios. I mean, you have motherfuckers quite literally slandering the anime by turning this scene of a PNG of Garo sliding down the hill into a TikTok trend. Got this motherfucker moving like Y equals MX plus B. And then Blue Lock's animation was so horrendous that they were for real animating using PowerPoint presentation transitions to animate some of these scenes. Like, bro, what is going on right now? It makes this even worse when you find out that for a majority of Blue Lock's 2nd season that they had one guy handling the entire 3rd selection prior to the Japan U20 match arc. And this trash animation isn't even the animator's fault. What are these committees doing with the scheduling and minimal resources allocated to this show? Like, bro, they don't have the brains for this shit. They sold so bad. And then there were animes like The Beginning After the End, a really hyped up manhwa that just had garbage animation from start to finish and never really took off as it should have. Now, the second and last category of animes being fumbled I'm gonna be talking about are the ones where the anime is following the exact manga material for the first season or first few arcs, but somehow just make the brain dead decision to make an anime original path or ending that deviates from the manga source material, or cut so much of the manga material to the point where you for real don't even know what's happening anymore, and it just makes the story worse overall. And this one is deadass so infuriating. They for real see the manga has been successful with its original storyline, getting hella recognition and awards or whatever, and the committee taking on the project for real said, yo, we have the potential to adapt one of the best animes of this decade known for its unique plot in the manga.
What can we do to change this shit?
Like, twin, just do your job. I hate when animes do this bullshit because, dog, all they gotta do is follow the blueprint of the story and the manga panels. No one is asking them to change anything or be the thinker. And one of the prime examples of this is The Promised Neverland. When I watched the first season, I was instantly on that shit. It had a really nice thriller element to it, and I was hella hyped for the second season to drop, only for me to be absolutely disappointed as season 2 dropped. And when I finished it, I was like, ain't no way that's how this shit ended. I can't be the only one that felt so unsatisfied with how all that played out. Cause dog, Norman's reveal that he was still alive to Emma and the others felt so fake because it deadass came out of nowhere and had zero emotional buildup for that moment. Instead of a no way my boy's still alive reveal, it was more of a huh type of moment reveal. When I finished the second season, I decided to look at the reviews online for the anime. I only became even more disappointed when I found out that not only did everyone have the exact same reaction as I did when I watched whatever this is, but I found out that they cut out more than 100 chapters of the original source material to finish the anime in 11 episodes in season 2. Dog, I'm being serious. Who are making these decisions? This is for real the equivalent of Nico Harrison trading Luca. I'm sick. So you know what I did? I decided to read all the chapters that they skipped over and were cut from the anime and read the original manga ending. And bro, the Goldie Pond arc, which was supposed to be adapted in season 2, is arguably the best arc of the entire series, and they just cut it. They for real robbed the Promised Neverland anime fans of peak cinema in broad daylight. Nobody was asking these motherfuckers to be the next J.K. Rowling, the best writer known to man. All we wanted to see was the original story animated. That's it. Instead, they for real says some
"We do not care"
and gave us an absolute shit show. Another example of this category is Tokyo Ghoul. I've talked to some people about this series, and when I mentioned that I've only seen the first season of it, everyone is like, hey bro, just keep it that way. You don't want to watch whatever bullshit is the second season. But instead of listening to that advice, I was like, nah, ain't no way it can be that sorry, right? And you know what? I was dead ass wrong. One of the main things that really confused me was that these motherfuckers decided to have Kaneki join the people that kidnapped and tortured him. Bro, I actually laughed out loud when he decided to do this, because this is the equivalent of going back to your abusive ex and saying, I can change them. Like, I guess, bro. And they never really went into depth about Kaneki's mental trauma. Instead, they just had bro aura farming, which just completely destroyed his character in season 2. And then when you got to Tokyo Ghoul Re, the third season, it actually made no sense whatsoever, because they decided to put 120 chapters of content and try to cram it all into 24 episodes and didn't think that we wouldn't notice. In conclusion, whoever these people are that are managing the production of these animes needs to get put into rehab and locked the fuck in. I am not trying to have an anime series like JJK have some bullshit happen like these animes mentioned. It is for real the worst thing to happen to an anime.
New worlds.